Straight away with that buddy popping. A strong start for both sides as the Fan Rotom on Miloslav's side will set up the majority of that deck. But we have Matteo here with Dragapult Blaziken, a deck we've looked at for this event as one that is in a strong position considering the Crushing Hammer build is about.
Yeah, that's all down to that Blaziken that we're using here, that Seething Spirit ability that lets you attach a basic energy card from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. So, in past events, this would have been useful for setting up Monkey Dory or setting up Dragapult. But right now, Mike, as you do say, because Crushing Hammer is so much more prevalent, this also helps with that.
But really it is the Dracloak that's the priority early on with every form of Dragapult, as it allows you to get that draw with Recon Directive. So 2 Dreepy coming down off the Buddy and attached to the active and pass over to the other side. And it's that fan call from Fan Rotom allowing Miloslav to set up here.
Yeah, that Fan Call Rotom is going to be finding any combination of Dunsparce and Baneri because, yep, Miloslav is playing a Mega Lopunny focused deck. A scary attacker once it gets rolling with that Gale Thrust attack, Mike.
Exactly. We saw it early on in the stream when we had Owen Kammerman playing it, and it looks so consistent, so powerful. One of the few decks currently in format which has very little required to attack each turn. And it's the combination of the Dunsparce with that Mega Lopunny that allows you to reset the active and use the Gale Thrust over and over again.
Yeah, that Gale Thrust doing 60 plus 170 if you can maneuver Mega Lopunny into the active on this turn. But that Spiky Hopper attack, Mike, is also very helpful.
Exactly, able to get through some of the nastier matchups in the format. Things like Crustle, able to get through any of those kind of effects. But really, it is just a strong Pokemon attacking very efficiently. And it's also a Mega Evolution Pokemon, which allows you to combine it with Wally's Compassion, which is why I think it's so strong in the format right now. Healing damage in a Dragapult format is very powerful.
Yeah, basically erasing any Phantom Dive. Wally's Compassion letting you remove all damage from one of your Mega Evolution Pokemon EX and just put all energy attached to it into your hand. But when you are Mega Lopunny that is attacking for 1 energy with Gale Thrust, that's mighty fine.
Because it's a colorless attack for 1 energy, Mist Energy, 4 of them in the deck. A great way to protect some of your bench Pokemon from the sprinkles of Phantom Dive. Those damage counters cannot be placed on Pokemon with Mist Energy. So you can see where the synergy here is in Miloslav's deck to take down Dragapult. And it will be that early pressure that will decide which deck goes ahead and which one is able to stay ahead. For Miloslav, able to continually attack, not quite enough to knock out because the 230 from Gale Thrust can't take a 1-hit knockout on the Dragapult.
No.
But when you're trading 2-hit knockouts and you've got healing and your opponent doesn't, generally the healing deck comes out on top.
Yeah, so it's definitely a deck that is built to try and do rather well against the Dragapult EX archetype. And let's see how it all pans out here for Miloslav, as he is going to end the turn, it looks like, with 2 Baneri and 2 Dunsparce in play. Well, worth noting, those are Dunsparce is an incredible draw engine, runaway draw, and you shuffle itself away into the deck and draw 3.
Now, for Matteo, we mentioned the Dracloak being the key way to set up early on, and this is exactly why. Recon Directive, looking at those top 2 cards.
Ooh,
allows you
big
to set
card
up
there. Sorry, that's going to the hand there, Mike, that Team Rocket's Watchtower.
Allowing you to shut down all colorless Pokemon with abilities, which would take away the Dunsparce runaway draw, which is a key part of Miloslav setting up in this early stage.
It looks like we are going to see Ultra Ball for Dragapult EX. Rare Candy Dragapult into the crisp. Oh dear, is this going to be a turn 2 Phantom Dive? Look at the increase in tempo for Matteo. He knows he's onto a winner here.
And with those 60 HP Dunsparce on the bench, can take a double knockout at this stage, not only getting prize cards, but reducing the draw for Miloslav.
And putting down the Team Rocket's Watchtower. I'm not sure you could piece together a more perfect turn 2 here for Matteo. Phantom Dive, 200 damage to the active, 6 damage counter spread on Dunsparce, 2 prize cards for Matteo. Miloslav is in trouble.
What a way to kick things off. And the battle cage coming straight down, saying, you're not going to deny my abilities, but really taking away the Dunsparce is the bigger factor here. 1 less runaway draw, and that early hand from Miloslav doesn't have a huge amount of options. Looking for the energy, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be a big runaway draw. Worth noting, that play was only possible because Miloslav actually prized both copies of his 70 hit point Dunsparce, so was forced to put down the 60 hit point one, immediately coming back to bite him. Here is the runaway draw though, Mike.
Exactly, the 70 HP, the Dunsparce of choice into Dragapult, thanks to that 10 HP, taking it just out of range. Some unfortunate prize cards at this stage.
But he did join some fire energy there, though, Mike. So that means Gale Frost is live. We'll be able to fire back and attack. But looking at that bench, that is looking rather anemic to me. Not a lot going on.
So Team Rocket's Watchtower, one of the stadiums for Matteo. The other one, the Risky Ruins, which could come into be quite a vital card. But actually, the Battle Cage coming down now, there's 3 for MILOSLAV. So we'll be able to eventually get a Battle Cage to stick, which could completely change the course of this match.
Yeah, that Battle Cage is another sort of Dragapult EX tech. Prevent all damage counter being placed on your benched Pokemon via attacks and abilities. Basically saying no Adrenaline Brain and no Phantom Dive.
There we go. There's that energy.
Oh.
That Mega Lopunny did come from the bench this turn. Has to be evolved before it moves into the active. Otherwise, you do not get the benefits of Gale Thrust. So we saw MILOSLAV do that. And that will be hitting for 230 this turn. But the Lily's Determination for MILOSLAV, just looking to try and find more resources. And as we mentioned, there's no 70 HP Dunsparce available. So might be relying on this Battle Cage to protect them.
And it only has one Dunsparce in the deck right now. The other one has been discarded, so ideally we'd love to try and get both Dunsparce into play here, right? But that would require drawing into it or a way to find it, and then a Night Stretcher as well. Let's see what those 8 cards from the lead is going to get him. I see an Ultra Ball, and you could use that to get Dunsparce, but very costly.
And you mentioned about being the perfect turn for Matteo. Getting that Dragapult attack off was key, but the stability of the board behind it isn't looking so strong. Only the one Dracloak will make it quite hard, and there's no knockout coming here as the Mega Lopunny will just be hitting for 230. So the draw is limited for Matteo, and so at this stage, that Battle Cage might be in a strong position to stick.
Yeah. MILOSLAV definitely needs that Battle Cage to stick, but there is going to be the big, bad, scary Gale Thrust is over to Matteo now. Does have unfair step, and I can't use that, of course. Yeah, as you're right, though, with the draw power looking rather limited here, though, Mike. That hand isn't the greatest. Going to be a big recon directive here, I feel.
Yeah, just 2 cards there. Poker Pad and an unfair stamp. One of them will be great next turn, potentially, when MILOSLAV looks to take a knockout. But at this stage, that Poker Pad just trying to thin out maybe another Dreepy or get the...
Monkey Dory, maybe?
Monkey Dory, yeah.
Or the Torchic, of course.
Oh, yeah. We've got this, the Blaziken build.
Yeah, obviously, the Blaziken EX. It's not a bad little attacker. 200 damage with that Smolder Salt attack. I mean, you can use it.
I mean, once the Battle Cage sticks, it's basically the same as the Dragapult in terms of attacks.
Yeah, great point. Here we go. Big recon directive then. Crispin and a Pokepad. I mean, it's a supporter.
Get some energy.
Probably not the one you want.
Might be able to spread some damage with that Monkey Dory.
Oh, not with Battle Cage, can't.
Well, onto the active. Those Mega Lopunnies are so big.
Yeah.
Another 30 healed away with Wally's Compassion is not going to do much.
Yeah, so MILOSLAV needed to buy a turn here. That would be his pipeline back into the game. Looks like that Battle Cage has been that. Stemming the flow of bleeding here, we'll be able to get back in the game.
You can see the hand for MILOSLAV on the other side, full of those missed energy. So where energy can often be the hardest thing for this Mega Lopunny deck to find. Once it's in play and you're healing it back into your hand with the Wally's Compassion, you're normally all right. But that first energy can be a challenge for MILOSLAV at this stage. Has been able to successfully get that. Has the air balloon making pivoting easier. So everything at this stage for MILOSLAV is set up reasonably well despite the 2 Dunsparce prize. Meanwhile, for Matteo, almost looking forward to a knockout here to be able to utilize that unfair stamp to its best potential.
Ooh, are we going to see a retreat into the Torchic for a collect? Is that the level of desperation right here? I think it might be. Or we could do a combustion for 10. I don't imagine we'll see that. I mean, the hand is that bad.
Well, I guess the 30 over, and if you set up another Monkey Dory, you might be able to get a knockout.
Oh, it's just going to be the collect. Yeah, draw 1. Torchic coming in. Of course, Battle Cage only protecting benched Pokemon. That's why you can Adrenaline Brain to the active, of course, is over to MILOSLAV now, whose hand, again, we did see the Lilies. What has he got to work with here? I see some mist energy.
I might just be able to retreat into the other Mega Lopunny.
Yep.
Evolve the Dunsparce up. Doesn't need anything else at this stage.
I mean, you'd love to try and boss his orders up the Dragapult, right? Just remove that threat.
Take 2 prizes.
Take 2 prizes at the same time. This isn't a turn to use Wally's Compassion, obviously, because it's only 30 damage.
Well, lots to think about. It's a slow game plan for the Mega Lopunny, looking to apply pressure, heal away damage, apply more pressure. So just going to be using
Boss's orders found off the runaway draw, Mike.
And a Wally's Compassion that would look great in that hand, but we know the other side, that unfair stamp is waiting to trigger upon a knockout here, and everything on Matteo's side of the board would get knocked out through that Gale Thrust.
Yep. And that's where if you mess up, you want to really try and develop that the Dunsparce again, because you know that Dragapult EX decks love that unfair stamp.
Feeling more and more confident with that Battle Cage sticking at this stage.
Yeah.
You know, what a key card that could be in this game. After that early Team Rocket's Watchtower goes down, means only one Stadium Bump for Matteo in deck. With very little draw on board, that's going to be hard to hit. And so Miloslav, confident that it's going to be a Mega Lopunny Sponge in the active, but needs the draw for the other side of a potential unfair stamp should it come through.
It's a very wishful Ultra Ball there, discarding 2 Mist Energy. Sorry, I meant to say Mist there, not Wish Energy. That's something else, isn't it? Getting rid of both the Mist Energy for that Dunsparce, which is so crucial. He's really having to recur that Dunsparce over and over and over again, because you need that draw power. There's the boss's orders, Mike, onto the Dragapult EX. Free retreat thanks to Air Balloon. Gale Thrust, that'll be a KO.
Exactly, and we'll be able to continually swing for a few turns, even with the disruption, but the stability of both boards isn't as preferable as you'd like. And so it will be now Matteo's chance to disrupt and build a huge board here.
Here we go. Serendipity off the top now. Got to be careful using that. You'd love to use it, but that is a card that can get one-hit KO by Gale Thrust. But here we go. Unfair stamp. Matteo's ace-spec. This is his swing turn to get the Pendulum of Power back over to him. 5 cards for him and 2 for Miloslav.
Loads of draw on the other side. One of the huge benefits of Dragapult in this format, where unfair stamp is a common ace-spec, is you do have those Dracloaks and often Serendipity too. Sometimes even the Dunsparce to allow you to draw cards in case of disruption. So 5 cards to Matteo, plus 2 Dracloak, plus 2 Fez is really going to be able to build up a huge accordion hand here and see lots of power this turn. What's it going to be off the first recon?
No stadiums yet in that hand, by the way. Blaziken and Lily. You might hit that Blaziken. It's just to try and get a rare candy bailout here. It does play 3 copies of that. Oh, what did he take them? I didn't see. What was it? It was the Blaziken. Do we see a rare candy that will actually give us an attack this turn?
One has been used.
Yeah, one has been used. So 2 available. None are in the prizes, but hasn't got access to them. Could flip the script into them, of course.
Interesting to use the recons first. Typically, we see people flip the script, see what's on the other side, but maybe looking to try and find that Lily's Determination. But then off the back of that, Blaziken is now looking to draw as many as possible.
I mean, we could see the Ultra Ball to do some thinning, perhaps, if you're really hunting for a rare candy this turn. Looks like that is going to be the case. Getting rid of Budu, I think that time has been and gone. Or maybe not. Flip the script, one of the premier abilities in this game. 1, 2, and it was the rare candy, Mike, the Pokemon Go one.
There we go, rare
Big
candy. Blaziken EX will be coming into the active, and we'll be able to set up an attack this turn. So with all that draw, finding the 2 pieces needed to set up a strong attack here.
Seething Spirit, letting you attach an energy from your discard pile. That is how Smolder Assault will be alive. It looks like Matteo's debating what to do with this Ultra Ball. He could set up a Dreepy, perhaps.
And everything here going in Matteo's favor. Exactly the turn he'd want. Able to keep those Dracloak behind the Blaziken to allow for more draw in the future. Might even look to evolve them up into Dragapult to create as many large targets as possible. But what really needs to happen for Matteo here is he needs to put damage on the board that he can then also follow up with an attack, because Wally's Compassion is the scary aspect of Miloslav's deck, but after the unfair stamp should be tricky for him to find.
Yeah, we haven't had, that's the double-edged sword of this term. I haven't been able to see Miloslav's hand yet, but Matteo's done everything he needed to do. Ultra Ball for the Dragapult EX. We're going to see the Night Stretcher, turn attach. We still have Blaziken to attach the second Fire Energy Seething Spirit, and that will be the Smolder Assault for 200. What a reload turn there for Matteo.
Works so synergistically with the Dragapult.
Oh, has the boss thought we're going to go after the Dunsparce here?
I think just going to be debating what the option is. Sometimes when you've not used a supporter for turn, your instinct is you must use a supporter, but actually going to be holding that boss's orders here. Lots to think about, high pressure situation, and 200 to the active here onto that Mega Lopunny EX.
Okay, what has Miloslav got then? I see a Wally or Lily. No, Lily, Energy. Haven't been able to look at that third card yet. Was it an air balloon? I thought it was a fire energy. So it is a okay. Fire energy debating whether to be attached. Oh, is it a Wally? Wally and a Lily, I believe.
I mean, that Wally could be huge just to reset that damage.
It could. And I think that's what I'd be playing for sure.
And I guess working out if it's possible to get the mist energy onto the Dunsparce as well. Perhaps thinking about that.
Not
I
sure.
think that's possible at this stage. And the other question is, if you go for the Lilies, you'll see more cards, and maybe you're comfortable with the idea of the knockout at this stage. So going to be playing, the Lilies getting prepped to play. That is a tough decision.
It is a tough decision. You're basically saying, right, one Mega Lopunny will be going down here, but I cannot operate with this hand. So MILOSLAV opting to get the card economy now. We'll be giving up 3 prize cards, we imagine, off this Mega Lopunny KO. But we'll be taking 6 cards here.
Our 2025 LAIC champion,
Yep.
MILOSLAV, experiencing those high-pressure moments. And for many, playing on stream on your winning game for Asymmetrical Top Cut can be the highest pressure you'll experience.
Oh,
But
I
not
don't think
for
we saw a
MILOSLAV.
way to Dunsparce there, Mike.
Does have the air balloon, which will mean energy will stay on the Mega Lopunny. I can just see such tough decisions.
Oh, that hand really isn't good. It's just Battle Cage energy and air balloons.
Looking to use the energy to retreat here.
So you can preserve the mist energy. So it is just going to be the retreat into the Gale Thrust.
Wow.
Big, interesting turn here. This might be the turn that Matteo needed.
Matteo can win this turn if he's able to find a stadium to bump here. Able to gust up that bench Mega Lopunny and take out the Dunsparce.
Wow.
Doesn't find a stadium off that first recon directive. No knockouts. There won't be a Pheasantipity here.
Yeah. So, yeah, just stadium, right? Because you can bring up Mega Lopunny, KO. Oh, no. Is that all both recon directive now? I think it is, isn't it?
That is. So no stadium at this stage. We'll need to use the boss's orders here in order to get that Mega Lopunny up. But maybe that's enough at that stage. No Shem Power in the deck.
No.
That Ultra Ball.
Oh, yeah, that would have got you there. That Battle Cage is really doing its thing. We are going to see a retreat, of course.
Oh, Dragapult going to the active with his little buddy Drakloak.
Drakloak wants to get involved. There is the Seething Spirit.
And now we're going to see that boss's orders potentially involved at this stage. Perhaps trying to work out how to use the Monkey Dory as well. But we'll be using the boss's orders. No more cards to hand. We'll be taking out a knockout at this stage.
And even though Phantom Dive is essentially reading 200 damage into the active, that's all Matteo needs for a big KO, going down to 1 prize card.
1 prize card remaining as Mega Lopunny and Dunsparce remain on board. Damage on the Blaziken EX, but would require a boss's orders to get to it. And a Hilda is played straight away, so no Gust this turn.
No, we're going to play the Hilda, letting you grab an evolution Pokemon and an energy card, revealing MILOSLAV's A-Spec of choice, enriching energy. When you attach it, draw 4 cards. Obviously, a lot of synergy there with Wally, because you can attach it, draw 4, Wally puts it back in hand, attach it again, or you can put it onto Dunsparce, shuffle it away, and we use it again.
And I wonder if we're going to see this turn ended with a single Pokemon in play for MILOSLAV, just recognizing that the Dunsparce on the bench is too much of a liability with 1 prize card remaining for Matteo. Might even just look to use that Wally's Compassion to stay in the game for a few turns.
And start doing Spiky Hopper. Is it 160 that does, right? That does 2-shot, doesn't it? Yeah, 160. I mean, it does. It does get you there.
Enriching energy as well. And we've got the Abra, which allows you to keep resetting the Mega Lopunny without needing to have a basic Pokemon in play. So that Abra goes to hand there.
Yeah, that Abra, when it's in the active, you can shuffle it away back into the deck via its ability, Transporter. Okay, I think you might be right. No more liabilities for MILOSLAV now. Back against the wall in the corner. Matteo picking out that Battle Cage. Yeah, that does do what it does, unfortunately.
Yeah, I guess wondering at this stage, maybe should have moved some damage onto that Mega Lopunny before putting it to the bench, as then it might have been in range with a few Monkey Dories. Would have been asking quite a lot, as you need to hit 130 damage outside of the 200 you can do from Phantom Dive. But you've also got to think about how much that 60 for a Monkey Dory attack might do. Maybe we'll see a confusion as well, as that's going to be the 2 energy on the Mega Lopunny in the active.
Yeah, because he hasn't got missed energy on there. So Mind Bend is currently live, actually. You are correct. That would put a scupper in this 1 Pokemon game plan. But there's the Gale Frost. Okay, MILOSLAV, we're going for the 1 Pokemon strategy now. What can Matteo do? It looking like we can just swing for 200, whether it's Phantom Dive or Smolder Assault, but you could, as you say, go for the Mind Bend just to be a bit cheeky and confuse as well.
You see in that hand for MILOSLAV does have a Wally's Compassion, does have a way to get an Abra for a few turns now, so we'll be able to reset some damage, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting few turns here for Matteo. What do you do to take down this 330 HP Mega Pokemon?
Yeah, especially especially when your attackers, I say only, are doing 200. I mean, and they both took damage now as well. So it's not outside the realm of possibility for MILOSLAV to do, you know, KO Dragapult, KO Blaziken, and then that's the game 1 for MILOSLAV. How do you say it has the Abra, so it can recycle without having to put down Pokemon. Leave them in play, of course.
Use that unfair stamp early as well, so it doesn't have a way to disrupt the hand of MILOSLAV. So at this stage, we'll just continually add cards to a huge hand already.
So yeah, this is a very interesting game here, showing how versatile the Mega Lopunny deck can go. Like, you would think traditionally it goes very wide, draws a lot of cards, but can shift gears immediately and say, right, deal with this Mega Pokemon that's in the active.
This is a classic strategy we see from 3 prize Pokemon decks, is forcing your opponent to take more prize cards than the 6.
Yeah.
Where at this stage, Matteo has taken 5. In order to take the Mega Lopunny out, it's like the equivalent of taking 8 prize cards in the game. You're forcing them down the hardest route to victory, the most damage required to take a victory. And now MILOSLAV will just be resetting a Mega Lopunny over and over again until the game is won, and it's up to Matteo to try and find a way to stop that.
We are going to see Monkey Dory come down, and then the Lily's Determination. That will be 6 cards. There was no KO last turn for MILOSLAV, so Flip the Script is not live. Recon Directive currently is, though. So 6 cards first from Lily. Let's have a look. Dark Energy found, so Adrenabrain ×2 is live.
It's crazy to think back a few turns. Matteo was that stadium away from winning the game.
Yeah, he was.
Unable to find it at the time. Now has it in hand. Not much use now.
You take the Poképad, Dreepy, go down to the bottom via Recon Directive. And so we are going to see a retreat. Is it going to be a Mind Bend? It is going to be the Mind Bend. So we're going to see the Seething Spirit there to attach that Psych Energy. Mind Bend, no, Adrenabrain first, I should say. Going to move 30 on, and then you can move another 30 from that Adrenabrain. So it's going to be an effective, 120 Mind Bend for what it's worth.
And there we go, and the Confusion too, which will get reset with the
retreat,
the musical chairs, as you call it, next turn. But now it's going to be MILOSLAV to show us exactly what this deck does in this scenario, how it resets over and over again. But by forcing a 1 prizer in the active, you're forcing more Wally's Compassions over the turn. So it's not just about Matteo attacking this turn with the Monkey Dory. It's about forcing a 1 prize knockout for MILOSLAV, making him do the most work to get back into this game.
This is where we're going to see the synergy with the Wallies and the Enriching Energy as well, because you can put it back into your hand. Here we go. Heal all the damage. And then you can just reattach it to draw 4. Wink. There we go. Now that's efficiency right there. That's Pokemon trading cards.
With 4 Wally's Compassion in the deck.
Yeah, any Power Pad? No, no Power Pad.
That's going to be a lot of healing over these turns. There's that Abra. For anyone who was wondering, why'd you play the Abra when you've got the Dunsparce? It's this exact reason. This exact situation, yeah. The end game reset where you don't need to have a Dunsparce down on board at all. You can add it into play and get it out of play in the same turn.
Now, there is something I want to keep an eye on here. There is no other Wally's Compassion in that hand, Mike. I think that's the first one we've seen get played. One is in the prize cards. Might take it on this KO, but we'll need to try and find it. And it looks like, I wonder if we're just going to do some thinning here. I imagine to take cards that aren't Wally's Compassion out of the deck so you can try and draw into them. I doubt we're going to see a bench Pokemon put down now.
Yeah, it would be tough. And I think could try and risk it, assuming that there's no stadium bump. But as we mentioned, Matteo is holding on to that.
I think that'd be very risky. Going to get back the Abra. Of course, that is one thing you do have to do. If you want to keep doing this 1 Pokemon loop, you will need to constantly keep finding the Abra because it does shuffle itself back into the deck.
Could be just trying to optimize the top deck for next turn as much as possible. Prize card taken, and it is the Wally's Compassion.
The Wally. What a find there for MILOSLAV. And this is a really interesting game, because even though it seems like it's going a little bit slower than normal, honestly, this could go either way still. Matteo's board is peppered with damage. And MILOSLAV is not given any easy prizes. You have to deal with my 330 hit point Megalopony.
And might just look to chain Monkey Dory, pushing all that damage over, as we saw in the previous turn, as it does put the Megalopony in range, forces a Wally's Compassion, but then you can't combine it with a boss's orders. So it will force MILOSLAV to take one prizer after one prizer, reducing the likelihood of him chaining those Wally's Compassions for the rest of the game.
Wait, he needs a turn. Oh no, he's got one in the active. Okay. So, wait, what was that? Was that a turn attachment, or was that the Seething Spirit?
I think that was a Night Stretcher for the Monkey Dory, and then use the Seething Spirit to get that Dark Energy.
How are we attacking? He hasn't got energy in hand.
Well, hopefully trying to find it from the deck here. There we go.
Oh, there was a chaos. You can try and flip the script into it. Okay. I mean, that means we're not guaranteed an attack here.
Yeah, risky to go down that route.
Risky, risky ruins, you could say. I mean, that is a Matteo stadium of choice here, or we could Recon Directive into it as well. Okay, here we go. Oh, not yet.
That's not it. Might even look to try and find a supporter to
perhaps
try and get it. Maybe there's a Crispin in there.
Is there energy in deck?
There is a Psychic in there.
Oh, there is a Psychic in deck. Okay.
Just get that Moltres out to thin.
I mean, one is prized. Here's flip the script. 1, 2, and a third. Ooh.
No energy in.
So prioritizing the Seething Spirit for the Dark Energy, we might not be seeing an attack here. And when you're trying to force your opponent to use Wally's Compassion, not attacking is not going to advance your game plan.
And didn't need to do the Blaziken when he did.
Yeah.
If that's what's happened here. It's hard to know, because we can't see if the Blaziken was used. Might already have the Blaziken available.
No, he's counting the energy here.
So just the one Psychic left in deck. We'll need to try and find it off these 6 cards.
So we have Judges is going to shuffle this deck here. You can request that at any time. 6 cards. Are we going to see a Psychic Energy? It'd be rather nice. Here we go, Mike. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Where's the Psychic? Last one.
Oh, it's not there.
Uh-oh.
That's not going to be an attack on this turn, so we'll have to move some damage over, but not going to be able to swing with that Mind Bend like he did in the last turn.
So the turn will just be moving 6 damage over. And that's... You don't even need to play Wally's Compassion now if you're MILOSLAV, because... Wait, do 270? No, because you can only do 200 damage into the active, move over 6. You'll be 10 away. So MILOSLAV gets a free turn here to not... Wally could even weave in a boss's orders here if he likes. Well, I'm going to play anyway.
Does get you that draw back as well.
Does get you to draw 4, yeah.
Might find another Wally's off that draw.
Oh, we did. Last card.
And this is the chain we mentioned earlier on.
Yep.
This is exactly what this deck can do in the final moments. Just keep resetting 230 over and over again. And when you're healing damage each turn, you eventually come out the victor.
Yep.
As 2-hit knockouts where you heal 4 times in a game tend to go in favor of the player healing.
Yeah, what this deck is essentially doing, as we are going to see the Gale Frost KO there, MILOSLAV going down to 2 prize cards, 1 boss's orders away from winning, is, you've essentially reduced Dragapult and Blaziken to just being a, I hit the active for 200 damage. That's essentially all we're doing. There is a staging replacement for what it's worth. So I'm going to get Battle Cage sent to the discard pile. Here comes the Buddy Poffin, just for shuffling the deck. And now, Mike, this could honestly go either way here. I mean, safe to say, would you say Matteo's on the back foot?
I think Matteo is hoping that MILOSLAV cannot reset the active, but there's always the opportunity to use Megalopony's Spiky Hopper for 162.
There is.
But if you can't reset the active, the confusion could be enough at this stage. So
careful not to deck yourself out here, Matteo.
Yeah, looking to just use that Mind Bend once again. So moving 30 over, it's essentially a Mind Bend for 90.
Yep.
And that will be putting in the best position to try and disrupt this board for MILOSLAV, but such a big hand from each of those enriching energy usages.
Boss orders in hand. Is there a way to find Abra, Mike? There is a buddy pop, and that finds Abra. Boss's orders will bring up the Blaziken, and that will be MILOSLAV winning game 1.
MILOSLAV coming through with the Mega Lopunny chained back to back to back to back, maybe even more backs, as that was just a recursion at the very finest. Abra over and over and over again. What a way to show off this deck. So consistent, but it's that end game control of being able to keep attacking whilst healing every turn.
And yeah, this is interesting because MILOSLAV was on the back foot, right? We saw the turn 2, I should say, Rare Candy Phantom Dive, but MILOSLAV was just able to weather the storm, get slowly back into this game, and as you say, as soon as it got to the point where MILOSLAV, where Matteo only had 1 prize card left, he said, right, deal with this Mega Evolution Pokemon. I'm not going to give you any other targets. And when you just play Wally turn after turn after turn, Mike, it's just no good.
And what better ace spec to have than enriching energy? Very few ace specs get reused.
Yep.
But this deck, one of the few that can, thanks to that Wally's compassion, putting it back into the active. And at this point, for MILOSLAV, he just had to hit the combo of retreat, Abra, reset the attacker, reset the damage, and swing for another 230.
Yeah, it's quite honestly poetry emotion watching that go out, to be honest. When you reduce the Dragapult Blaze deck to just doing 200 damage to the active, and you're healing that 200 damage off every turn, what can you do?
I think a lot of people will be watching that and thinking there's not much you could do, but there was a single moment in that game where Matteo could have won had he drawn into his stadium.
True. Unfair stamp prized, 2 Baneri prized.
Wow.
Okay, how many? Does only play 3 Baneri, Mike?
So that could make things a little bit tricky at this stage.
Have to keep an eye on that. But here we go, going into game 2, our Swiss round 14 feature match here. Win and in action. Matteo starting us off, GP in the active, Torchic on the bench, and the pass.
Does have that Rare Candy in hand, looking for an explosive turn next turn, but for MILOSLAV, needs to set up wide. Last time had the fan rotem, this time we'll find it off the Buddy Poffin.
But they can only find 1 Baneri.
Does have the 70 HP Dunsparce this time.
Does have the 70 hit point Dunsparce in the active this time, you are correct. But 2 Baneri, we saw how impactful being able to cycle between 2 Mega Lopunny really was in the last game. And until MILOSLAV, you know, traditionally players take their prizes bottom to top, not all the time though. So until MILOSLAV can liberate one of those Baneri, it's going to be, you know, for a little bit stuck.
And with the 2 Buddy Poffin in hand, won't even need the fan rotem at this stage because can naturally get all of the basics out. Other decks look to use the fan rotem to find the stage 1s, but for MILOSLAV, all of the stage 1s in this case are too large, above that 100 HP. So we'll be getting 4 Dunsparce in play, 1 Baneri, and this will signal very clearly to Matteo that there is 2 Baneri prized and only 1 available.
I'll tell you what, Rare Candy, Boss's orders, energy, and that's all she wrote for this game, I can tell you that. This has been a good turn for Assault Landing. Oh, enriching energy turn 1. I think, oh, tell you what, Matteo's hand is very close to that. Boss's orders in hand already, and so is a Rare Candy. Pokepad, though, for the Dunsparce. Okay. How much hit point? It has 70 hit points on the Baneri. It does. Okay, so then we're not going to get KO'd on the bench from Phantom Dive.
You know, we don't want to see what happened last time for Matteo, where early aggression came through, but not much support behind it. So might look to try and develop a more stable board.
Wait a minute. Wait. Has Matteo? Did Matteo have Blaziken in hand?
He does.
Oh, he can carry the Baneri then, because you can just. Oh, doesn't he? You can just see then. Oh no, he's energy in the discard part. Oh, he's in the discard part. That Boss's orders makes it much harder actually. What a heads-up play. Because there was a world in which you Rare Candy, Blaziken, retreat, attach, Seething Spirit. Oh wait, was any of them fire energy? Oh, there's no fire energy. I was getting too ahead of myself. I was getting too excited, Mike.
There was a way. Now it would have got rid of the enriching energy as well. So a really strong potential knockout this stage. And Matteo has been close, but not quite able to find these combinations at the right points. Unfair stamp, the ace spec of choice for Matteo, is in the prize cards, but could be taken quite early on, as generally the Dragapult deck will go ahead in this matchup.
For sure. As
it has the ability to sprinkle that damage and bump the stadiums at the right time. But whether that's the case here, we will see, as it seems to be a slower strategy for Matteo.
Yeah, it's going to be the attach, retreat, and the itchy pod. How often have we seen that? Rare Candy, Blaziken, Meowth. Ooh, what are we going for here then? This is getting old Lily Determination. Okay. Now, bear in mind that Meowth can get KO'd by Gelfos very easily. But Matteo's hand wasn't that great, so he's going to have to use that last-ditch catch when you bench it. Grab any supporter card you like. In this case, Lily's Determination.
You can see the heads-up poker pad from MILOSLAV on the other side, preemptively getting the Dunsparce in preparation for a potential Budu.
Yep. That was great heads-up play there. Obviously, that Budu for 0 energy does 10 damage and stops your opponent from playing any item cards next turn.
Typically seen in all of our Dragapult builds to try and slow down the game.
Yeah, because Dragapult needs a couple turns to get going, but when it does get rolling, it's obviously the strongest attack in the game.
One of the best draw engines too with the Dracloak.
Yeah, honestly, it's just poetry. When you get it rolling, like you're drawing card, you're hitting the bench, you're maneuvering damage via Adrenabrain. You know, what's not to like, Mike?
I think one of those reconning Dracloaks going to be hitting the board here off the back of the Ultra Ball, getting rid of a fire energy, which is one of the best aspects of this Blaziken deck. You can get the energy in the discard pile and continually get it back, where for some of the Dragapult variants, energy in the discard pile is quite a big negative, hence why Crushing Hammer has been one of the main answers in decks like Andrew Hedrick's winning LA deck, LA Regional.
Yeah.
MILOSLAV, the LAIC champion here.
And this is interesting, because I would have thought we are going to see the Seething Spirit there. In a rare can... Oh, hold on, wait. We retreated already, didn't we?
We did into that Budu.
Oh, okay, we're just going to rare candy. So he's going to rare candy into that Dragapult. Very nice. And then a Ichipon as well.
Yeah,
scary turn.
If he held off on the retreat there, might have been able to get a Dragapult attack, taking out 2 Dunsparce.
Yeah. We are going to see the Dunsparce evolve into the active. Okay, so that means Gelfos is like, does he have a Boss's Orders? I think he does. I think that's a gets this art, but I'm going to go for Lily's instead. Okay. Don't mind it. 8 cards, best draw support in the game.
Best time to play it, early on when you haven't taken a prize card. See as many cards as possible. And I don't think it had the Wally's Compassion in hand either. And when you've only got 1 Baneri available, that Wally's Compassion is going to be gold dust for MILOSLAV here. Needs it every single turn. Otherwise, Mega Lopunny #1 will be the only Mega Lopunny for him.
And yeah, and if we're just playing with a Dunsparce deck, I don't see how you're going to win many games with that. I'm going to be honest with you, Mike. So we are going to see the Lily's Termination for 8 then. Let's have a look. I don't see a Wally's there. I see a Pokegear though. Do you play that now? Oh, you can't play that now. Sorry, Itchy Poland, right? Yeah,
and the board for Matteo ready to instantly respond to anything at this stage.
Yep.
So great position for him. One of the advantages of the Blaziken deck is it does tend to have everything on board once the Blaziken is played.
Yep.
Because that way you can get the energy you need to retreat or to attack. And just the first runaway draw of game 2 here for MILOSLAV will push that Mega Lopunny into the active. Does have the free retreat Dunsparce as well, so might be able to push that forward just to hold off on a decision.
Yep, for sure.
So everything at this stage working as expected for both our players here, looking to try and make their way into asymmetrical top cut, as this is the final round of Swiss. Winner will be playing for that champion title here in Utrecht.
Yep. And $10,000 as well. There, we're going to see the Mist Energy. Nope, want to bring that back. I guess that would prevent it from being Phantom Dove because there is no staging at this time. We are going to see a Fire Energy attached, it looks like, to the active potentially. Guess that lets you pay retreat and do some Abra shenanigans. We are going to see the Gelfos though. First prize card taken here for MILOSLAV. If MILOSLAV win this game, he will advance to asymmetrical top cut. Matteo needs to win this game and game 3 to find himself there. Recon Directive. He's playing fast.
Knows he's got a lot to climb through here, as there's only 11 minutes left. So in order to win, Matteo needs to win this game and have a quick game 2 success, or game 3 success, which is very tough to do against a deck with Fan Rotom, as it so often sets up wide early on. But with 3 prize Pokemon in play for Matteo, a great opportunity to take a lot in 1 turn. Just really tough with this board to take multiple prize cards. We'll be able to guarantee one of those 60 HP Dunsparce, just similar to what happened in the last game. But Mega Lopunny will get healed next turn with the Wally's Compassion in MILOSLAV's hand, which is something he will be worried about at this stage.
Okay, just had some confirmation. There is actually a 1-minute time extension due to MILOSLAV getting a slow pay penalty. So the timer will be extended by a minute, just to keep an eye on that. But time will be a factor here in this one, Mike.
100%. And it's at these early stages, you want to try and apply as much pressure as Dragapult to take away options. As soon as MILOSLAV is able to draw loads of cards with that runaway draw, we'll have multiple Wally's Compassion, multiple boss, and be able to chain those attacks.
Pokegears. Oh, big Team Rocket's Watchtower, though, Mike. You mentioned how impactful runaway draw was. That's going to turn those off. Colorless Pokemon have no abilities. 200 damage into the active, 6 damage counter spread on Dunsparce. 200 damage into the active now. Over to MILOSLAV. Remember, this is his only Mega Lopunny. This needs to survive. Wally's Compassion.
Wally. There was one in hand. No unfair stamp either for Matteo, so won't be able to disrupt yet until he takes a prize card. So if MILOSLAV continually heals, that would take away the opportunity for Matteo to disrupt him ever, unless he knocks out one of these Dunsparce on the bench to get it, as the unfair stamp still remains in the prize cards. The Dunsparce runaway draw.
We haven't got the Wallies yet. There is a Pokegear. That runaway draw didn't get it either. We need to see it, Mike. Otherwise, all you can do is put the Dunsparce in active, but you're going to have to make that decision now. This could be a really, really important Pokegear, Mike. A game-defining Pokegear. Is there a Wally's there?
I think there's just one in there. There it is.
Oh, there is. Oh, you were hiding, Wally. Find Wally. Where's Wally? There he is. Healing all that damage. And then you get the enriching as well.
So much draw return. Runaway draw for 3. And then that 4 draw from the enriching energy. So many cards. And this is why disruption is so key here. Last game, the unfair stamp created a small window for Matteo. At this point, it's in the prize cards and needs to be a factor in this game. Otherwise, for the rest of this game, MILOSLAV will continually hit for 230 and heal away the damage.
Yep. If we are going to get into a 2-shot war, MILOSLAV will win that every time because he has 4 Wally Compassion to back him up. We are going to see a Pokepad going to grab a Dunsparce, put it on the bench, and also going to see an Ultra Ball being played here as well. I imagine this could be for another Dunsparce. Maybe this could be... Well, it can't be for Baneri, can it, to be fair? It is going to be for Dunsparce.
Just going down the 60 HP one there.
He plays a 2-split of each, so...
Advantage of the runaway draw is at the point where you don't want them in play anymore. You can just get rid of them all in one turn with that draw engine. But potentially some liabilities here that could stay in play should disruption come through. MILOSLAV doesn't know what we know. We know the unfair stamp is in that prize cards. But on this occasion, the battle cage might be enough to protect those Dunsparce like it was in the last match.
There we go. So the big gale for us now is over to Matteo. Does have the risky ruins in hand, Mike. So we'll be able to pepper that Dunsparce, 60 hit point Dunsparce on the bench.
I wonder whether you try and take 2 Dunsparce out of play this turn.
Maybe.
Get down to that 3 prize cards.
I don't think that's a bad play. We are going to see the risky ruins come down. We are going to see Recon Directive, Psychic Energy being taken here. We now have a backup Jackalope ready to go. A backup Dragapult EX ready to go. Pay Retreat. Remember that energy isn't used, that can be used with Seething Spirit, don't forget.
And the damage banked on that Dragapult too.
Yep.
Monkey Dory will have a reservoir of damage to move over.
What a word. Great word.
Boss's orders preemptively held, ready to go, just thinking about what's the right line here. As time is ticking away, does have to try and think about the prize map too. Has 5 prize cards remaining. If you take 2 Dunsparce out, that's 3 prize cards after the board, which is that Mega Lopunny.
I think this is what I'd be doing, yep. Basically saying, if your opponent needs to keep recycling Wally's Compassion, remove their draw engine, make that as hard as possible. Adrenabrain going to move 30 to Mega Lopunny, double KO because of the Phantom Dive, Mike. Matteo doing everything he can to win this game too. MILOSLAV, over to you.
And takes the unfair stamp off the prize cards, which would be a huge turn, hitting into the Mega Lopunny whilst also disrupting. That could be the big turn for Matteo. He needs to take this game away.
The only problem with that is, though, Mike, is that MILOSLAV how much points does he have left? No, yeah. I'm not sure if he's taking a carry, is what I'm trying to say. The unfair stamp might not be live on this next coming term. It will be at some point, sure, perhaps. Or maybe for MILOSLAV thinking, well, the way this best of 3 could be panning out, maybe I don't want to take any more KOs.
Potentially, and we see the fresh Dragapult in the active will sponge a hit first.
Yep.
MILOSLAV only has 4 Wally's Compassions too, so eventually Matteo will watch him run out. And that battle
cage is going to stick, Mike.
100%, the last stadium available to switch.
Yep, Dragapult is locked into that battle cage now. Buddy Poffin, is that going to be a fail? I'm not even sure of any... Oh, no, there is Dunsparce left there as well. There we go.
The advantage with the 3 prize cards remaining for Matteo is the Dunsparce are kind of freebies. You can put them on the bench and not worry about if they get taken out.
Yeah. But with the battle cage being locked in, because there is no stage replacement for Matteo and there is no Chen Power or anything like this, is that battle cage will be staying there. So now, Phantom Dive for the rest of this game basically reads 200 damage into the active.
2 Baneri, still in the prize cards for Miloslav, so only has this singular Mega Lopunny for the rest of the game.
Can this be the heroic Mega Lopunny, the one that could book Miloslav a slot here in our asymmetrical top cut and beyond? Or can Matteo Phantom Dive it out the way and win a game 2 and 3?
It's been a while in the Pokemon TCG since we've had a walling archetype succeed, and I think Mega Lopunny is one of the strongest we've seen in a while, able to take hit after hit and heal it away whilst peppering damage each turn. I think now that Dragapult is so prominent and hitting for 200 into the active, looking to get those 2-hit knockouts, we've seen a rise in Wally's Compassion, whether it's Mega Lucario, Mega Frostlass, or Mega Lopunny. And on this occasion, you can see exactly why. It's just so much damage to build up over multiple turns onto a 330 HP Pokemon. And it looks like the Gale Thrust is being prepped, ready to go. Miloslav, another swing.
I think, yeah, just debating. I think Matteo's getting the dice ready there. Miloslav just debating something. Missed energy into the active. Is that a Spike Hopper or Gale Frost?
I think that's going to be a Gale Thrust there for 230 damage. 90 left on the Dragapult EX. And we're getting into the crunch time now. 5 minutes left on the clock. And it's going to be a chance now for Matteo to string together a few swings into the Mega Lopunny and hope that Miloslav can't heal it off.
That's all he can do. That is literally all he can do. If Matteo can break through this Mega Lopunny, he will win. If Miloslav can maintain this Mega Lopunny, keep it alive via Wally's Compassion, then Miloslav will win. That's all Matteo needs to do. I mean, it sounds easy on paper. Will it be? I'm not so sure.
Not at all.
Unfair Stamp's still not live, Mike.
No knockout taken last turn for Miloslav, just using that Ultra Ball to thin. Oh, there's going to be the Crispin to take the energy out of the deck. Just trying to set up as many options as possible. Chain those Dragapult. If the opponent has to use Wally's Compassion, they cannot use Boss's Orders, so you'll be able to keep retreating and moving into a new attacker. And the strategy for Matteo, rather than being healing, is to set up as many large Pokemon to sponge an attack. And while that's happening, heal the first Dragapult and perhaps put that one back into the active.
The only problem with this play is, though, we are going to see the Adrenabrain and then into the Phantom Dive, is that Matteo only played 2 copies of Dragapult EX. So all the walling Pokemon are essentially out now. The Blaziken and the Dragapult, 2 of which have taken a hit. Is over to Miloslav, though. Where is the wall? I think it's in hand already, if I'm being honest. That hand is accordion-like, as it were. Ooh, wait a minute.
Does have a Poké Gear?
Does have a Poké Gear. Once you retreat, we do need to... I mean, you could just... Oh, no, if you're going to Wallage, you have to do Gale Frost, don't we, to attack. Okay. So, retreat committed. Runaway draw.
The Dunsparce in the active.
Oh, we're going to go for the 1 Pokemon play here, then. If you put down Abra, we probably are, right?
Runaway draw for 3.
Compassion found, Mike.
That's going to allow the heal of the turn.
Yep.
Abra in play. Can reset the active again.
Yeah, and I think you're safe to just leave Abra in play, right? With Battle Cage, you're fine. If your Boss's Order it, I mean, he's not going to Boss's Order it, so... Yeah, I think you have to just to put a Pokemon in the active spot here. I mean, you could go for Abra and then teleport if you like. Just add an extra step in. I mean, you could. There's Wally's Compassion. Heal off the damage, enriching energy, and then put it back down again, draw 4.
Will take a knockout on the active, which livens up that unfair stamp.
It does.
4 draw here will get shuffled back into the deck next turn. I think Matteo almost recognized he wanted this Dragapult to go down this turn.
Tell you what, Matteo can very easily still win this, right? If Miloslav is going to go down this 1 Pokemon play and you're going to get unfair stamped, yeah, that's a good few cards you need to draw here.
Well, with 3 prize cards remaining on Matteo's side, doesn't need to worry about putting things like Dunsparce down.
Oh, okay, so he isn't going to go for the 1 Pokemon route. Okay, yeah. There's a preemptively find that. He's going to bench that, actually.
I think he can bench it.
You can, yeah. I think you're safe to.
Should be safe. Would be a weird target to go for Matteo, as it would just Oh,
he
just going to keep it in hand.
Okay, so Gale Frost for the KO. I'm guessing this was a KO.
Oh, just hasn't...
Oh, he passed.
Oh,
Wait.
he's just passed. Doesn't want to take that
put the
knockout.
damage back. Well, then he plays around the unfair stamp, right? This is the thing. I wasn't sure if MILOSLAV would actually take care. He knows unfair stamps on the deck, and that ruins his game plan. So, yeah, just going to be Phantom Dive back.
Wow, this is an interesting scenario right here.
How many wallies has he played? He hasn't got that many left, surely. He's played 3, right?
I don't think so. I mean, he's played 2, maybe 3. None in the prize cards.
I think it's been 3 played.
He has 1 in hand there, so we'll be able to reset the damage once again.
I mean, this is going to be quite scary. 3 have been played back. This is your last one. I don't actually know how you can get away with this then if you're MILOSLAV. Guess we'll find out. Runaway draw. Oh, okay. Nope, there's 2 in hand now.
Wow, this is an interesting strategy. Time is eking away. Just 45 seconds left on the clock. And with +3 turns, you know, there's still a route where Matteo finds a way in the final moments.
But even if he does have 2 left, with time rules, Matteo can out-survive them, surely.
We'll see as the Abra comes down.
Okay, there's the Enriched Energy, draw 4.
Maybe just looking to set up the board a little bit better before taking that knockout. Maybe thin the deck a little bit.
There's the 3 retreat. Thanks to Air Balloon into the Abra Teleporter combination. So Gale Frost would be live. Is MILOSLAV going to go for it now? I mean, going by last turn, probably not. Oh, are we? Bench done sparse. Ultra Ball to find Abra, I imagine. Oh, don't know. Done sparse. Okay.
So just looking to go through the motions here. Maybe we'll attack this time, recognizing that now we're starting to get into those turns.
Yeah, I think so, actually. That's why I think we see a massive increase of pace of players. Actually, I cannot wait this game out, as it were, with Wallies. I'm going to actually need to try and take some prize cards here. But with 5 prize cards remaining for MILOSLAV to take, it's not the easiest one. Nope, it's going to be a pass instead.
The only disruption for Matteo is on the condition of a knockout.
Oh, it looks like time.
MILOSLAV. Has
time been called? Looks like that dice has been there. We'll get confirmation of that, but it looks like time has been called. So this is turn 1 there for Matteo.
So Matteo gets 1 turn here. MILOSLAV turn 2, and to finish this game off, Matteo will be turn number 3. So quite a lot to ask at this stage. We'll need to get a knockout on this Mega Lopunny, and we know that MILOSLAV has got that Wally's Compassion in hand to reset the damage, so heads up play, recognizing that he doesn't need to take knockouts at this stage. It just opens up disruption.
Yeah, you're right. So with that Wally's in hand, Matteo swings into active, right? That'll be for this turn 1. MILOSLAV heals it, going into Matteo's last turn, and that could be Ushiro.
3 prize cards left for Matteo. Just needs to find a knockout on the Mega Lopunny. I don't think it's going to be possible at this stage. Only 2 turns to make it happen, and with a Wally's Compassion, that would confirm it. MILOSLAV takes a big hit from Phantom Dive, is going to find a way to heal it off.
Where is Wally? There's the Compassion, completely healing that damage, going to reattach the Enriching Energy Sustain. Is it a you may? No, I think you have to draw. Looks like, oh, careful of the... Ooh.
Just 1 card remaining. I think that's fine. There.
That's all we need. I think we just saw Matteo with the pass. Is there any way Matteo can discard that last card of the deck? I'm not sure, Mike.
This is the last turn of the game. Matteo will be unable to take this knockout on Mega Lopunny. 3 prize cards remaining, staring down a Mega Pokemon, which would reward those 3 prize cards needed. But MILOSLAV chained Wally's Compassion enough, and there it is.
There is the game. MILOSLAV will win this last round of Swiss here at the Utrecht Regional Championship. Winning in action. We should see him in asymmetrical Top Cup, Mike.
Showing exactly why many top players chose to bring that Mega Lopunny deck to this event. We saw Owen Cameron before. We know Tord played it as well, but MILOSLAV, the highest placing with the deck, and you can see exactly why.